Hey guys, it's Nick, and I'm bringing you the first video in my Flawless Friday series. As I said in some of the comments, I said I would bring my Gangplank one first. I think I said in my video too. I'm gonna have a Gangplank one this Friday. I'll have a different character next Friday, and then I will bring you guys another Gangplank one the next Friday. If you guys watched my 25 in 1 video, that could have been a really good Flawless, but I ended up getting a little too greedy and dying, but in this game I do go flawless, and this is just kind of more evidence as to why Gangplank is just an incredibly good jungler, ganker, and it's not too hard to go flawless with him. I'm not a really great player, so you can really take my advice when I say that Gangplank is a really fun and somewhat easy character. Okay, so as you can see, I'm chatting with my friend Kevin, who's playing Kennen. Um, I'm having trouble recording. I can't record my microphone, the stereo mix of the game volume, and Skype, and have people hear me on Skype all at the same time. And I think it's because I'm using Windows XP. Unless you guys know how to fix that, I'm using Realtek HD for my sound card. If you guys have any idea, that would be great to try and help me, because I'd really like to get game volume and be able to get live commentaries when I play with my friends. Otherwise, I have to just commentate over each game afterward. And maybe you guys want to like kind of get in the mind of the players when we play. Anyway, so I usually start off my jungle route at the Wolves. I get a Vampiric Scepter, and I put 1 point in Raise Morale to start. That's because it's a passive 8 attack damage, and then when he fires in the air, it increases attack damage by 14, and that helps a lot with your Vampiric Scepter. Other option is you can start with Parlay, but I find Raise Morale is a bit more consistent. Um, so just wait for the Wolves to start, and after you get the Wolves, you want to go to the Wraith. Oh, and whatever you do, don't use the Smite on the Wolves, because the Wolves are probably the easiest things to kill. Um, so you start with the Wolves. See, like, I'm not taking much damage at all. And you want to save that Smite for that Blue Wraith, because the Blue Wraith just does so much damage and heals so much. Um, Technique, when you're jungling with Gangplank, is I don't get to pull it off very often, but if you can walk away when they're at a sliver of a health, your passive will probably kill them, because it can do up to 12 so yeah, 12 damage per second if you stack it 3 times, up to for 3 seconds, so about 36 damage, and then you can kind of avoid being hit another time by them. So as you can see, I go up, smack that wraith down with my smite, and take down the smaller wraiths, and then I move on down to the double golem down here. Gangplank's sustainability in the jungle isn't too good, and I've actually had a little bit of success using cloth armor and 5 health pots, so I might get a video of that up later, but so far Vampiric Scepter's done fine for me, so I use that. So right here is the main, like, crucial reason why you'll need a rune page. Like, if you look at that, I got out of there with about 60 health. And if I didn't have a rune page, then I probably wouldn't have made. No, I definitely wouldn't have made the full jungle route. I think you don't really need full rune pages to play until you're like level 30. Levels 20 through 29. You don't really need it, but it'll definitely put you at a big advantage. So thing I recommend is saving up your IP actually, and not buying champions. Like a lot of champions, that was a mistake I made. I just kept buying melee carry after melee carry after melee carry, when in reality you only need 1, maybe 2 melee carries, depending on like maybe you try one and you don't like it. Which brings me to my next tip: make sure you try out a champion before you buy it. Champions are going on free weeks a lot. Like, you can usually get, they usually will pop up at least once every 6 weeks, which seems like a long time, but I mean, it takes a long time to rack up 3150 IP or 6300 IP. But I mean, if you're just getting a 450 IP guy, that's not as much of a big deal. In fact, it's actually a good idea to get all those, because when you play range later, it's a nice idea to have characters to trade. Like, I recently bought Annie because my friend really likes Annie, and Annie's usually kind of a first pick because she's really good in the laning phase. Earlier you might have seen me use Smite on one of the smaller lizards. That's because I forgot to smite the blue buff, and it's not really recommended. But I mean, whatever. I get a flawless victory, so I mean, I must have been doing something okay. Um, so as you can see, I went back after my first route and got myself a cloth armor and health pot. And you want to, after you get raise morale, you want to put another point in parlay. And then after you get that, you want to put another point in raise morale, and then you want to put another point in parlay. I like alternating between them because parlay actually does apply on hit effects, meaning that if I when I use parlay, I actually get lifesteal from it. So that's a good reason to use parlay. And then raise morale. It 2 points in it actually puts you at attack damage plus by 22 when you activate it, which is really nice. So when you're fighting these golems, you don't want to use your smite on it. And if you're at 100 health and you get down to the last golem, don't worry about don't run away because you'll beat him because it's when there's two of the golems and you're getting low that you need to worry. But when it's one-on-one, you can basically life steal just a little bit under the rate that he does damage. So basically, you'll just slowly kill him. So I did make a mistake here. I went for longsword and a health pot so I could continue jungling, but what I should have done is gotten boots and then a health pot or whatever, because boots really help when you're ganking. And if you look at bottom lane, like they're in a pretty good gank range. Top lane's definitely in a good gank range, and mid, well, he's keeping Mal's pretty far back. That's because Brand's a really good laner. But I got a longsword instead. Doesn't really matter though. It actually helps me apply some hurt here. I think we're about to gank. I don't remember who we gank first. I'm pretty sure we would get Tryndamere. Yeah, so Kennen goes in, pops his ult, and we pick off Tryndamere pretty quick. And then he's running away from Singed, so I pop a parlay on him. We do some damage, and Singed decides he doesn't want to be in this fight anymore, so he tries to retreat. But I'm putting on the hurt. Am I gonna get the kill? Am I gonna get the kill? And parlay, boom, roasted for the 306 gold. So as you can see, Gangplank's a really good ganker. One thing I really like about him, like I said in previous videos, is he really doesn't need the red buff. Like, red buff helps a lot. Like, any jungler should really have red buff the majority of the time. Some have even said that it's better to put the 10 points in utility, so you get the 30% extra time with the buffs, rather than the 21st point in offense, where you get the 4% extra magic and attack damage. I believe in this, though, I'm actually using 2109, but I can see where they're coming from, but I don't agree so much with Gangplank because he doesn't really need the buffs too much to gank, because he kind of has a built-in slow. He has a speed buff with his third skill, which applies to your teammates too, so you can catch up easily, so they don't really need to be slowed. And then his wonderful ganking ult already slows them, so he doesn't really need that. So as you can see, we're starting out this game pretty well. The two guys come in, and I'm actually pretty confident that I can at least scare off Tryndamere. If he did turn around, though, I would run away because I had no mana, and in a no mana fight, Tryndamere would have won that easily. So I'm 2-0 so far, doing pretty good. My team's 3-0. I think, let's see, Brand has actually picked off, I think, Mal's. Yeah, Mal's once so far. So I go back to base, and now I have enough for Wriggle's Lantern, and I think I get boots also. Yeah.